There are MOUs with the Department of Animal Husbandry, with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, a number of others for the Gandhi King Fellowship, which was held, I think, in June. The signing was done in the presence of the national security advisors of both countries. So these are all specific MOUs with USAID. In light of the comments made by President Trump, I wanted to know if India is considering cancelling all its MOUs and agreements with USAID, and if there is an inquiry underway about the money that actually already had come in. I do have a question later about the Indian immigrants, but I can wait on that.
Okay. Rishabh?
Joint Secretary, good afternoon. This is Rishabh from Times Now. So there are two questions, both on Bangladesh. When External Affairs Minister met his counterpart, Tohid Hussain, on the sidelines of IOR, was SARC discussed? Because there are reports that SARC was discussed and Bangladesh wanted to resume SARC. Also, a related question to Bangladesh, that we have seen there have been comments coming in from the members of interim government which are quite violent toward India, anti-India statements. Is that affecting the bilateral talks or bilateral negotiations, whatever is happening between Delhi and Dhaka?
Okay. Reza?
Reza from Hindustan Times. I was just wondering if we could get a kind of a quick snapshot of how much aid we have received from the USA, even in the last 5 years or 2 or 3 years, and how much of that is from USAID out of the total figures.
Siddhant?
Sir, short while ago, the Indian External Affairs Minister and the Chinese FM had a bilateral meeting, a second bilateral meeting since the Kazan talk. So essentially, if you can brief us, what was the key talking point from the Indian side and what were the expectations over next steps in terms of normalization of the relationship?
Okay. We've got 5 questions, so we'll come back for more. So Ayushi and Suhasini, our question is regarding USAID, the information that has been put out. So, we have seen information that has been put out by the US administration regarding certain USAID activities and funding. These are obviously very deeply troubling. This has led to concerns about foreign interference in India's internal affairs. Relevant departments and agencies are looking into this matter. It would be premature to make a public comment at this stage. So, Reza, relevant authorities are looking into this matter, and hopefully we can come up with an update on that subsequently. अमेरिकी सरकार की तरफ से, उनके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से ये खुलासा किया गया है कि कुछ यूएसएड की एक्टिविटीज़ और फंडिंग के बारे में ये जो खुलासा किया गया है ये कंसर्निंग है, ट्रबलिंग है, और इसको लेके काफ़ी सारी चिंताएं हैं फॉरेन इंटरफेरेंस को लेके भारत के अपने अंदरूनी मामले में। हमारे यहाँ जो एजेंसीज हैं, डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं जो इस मामले में काम करते हैं, कार्यरत हैं, वो इस मुद्दे पर और छानबीन कर रहे हैं और काम कर रहे हैं, और इस वक्त इस समय इस मुद्दे पे कोई भी पब्लिक कमेंट या घोषणा करना मेरे समझ से समयोचित नहीं होगा। Rishabh, on your question regarding Bangladesh, first question was regarding whether SARC came up for discussion or not. Yes, the matter was brought up by the Bangladesh side in external affairs meeting. When EM met with Bangladesh foreign advisor in Muscat, everyone in South Asia is aware of which country and what activities are responsible for stymieing SARC. EM conveyed that it is important that Bangladesh should not normalize terrorism. Regarding a second question about the comments being made by certain advisors and what sort of impact it will have on our dealings, yes, we have taken note of such remarks, which are of course not helpful. It is of it is for the concerned individuals to reflect on implications for their particular domain. So that is how I would like to answer your question. Siddhant, on the meeting with the Chinese foreign minister, just a while ago, we had this meeting on the sidelines of the G20 foreign ministers meeting in Johannesburg. External Affairs Minister and Chinese Foreign Minister, His Excellency Wang Yi, met on the sidelines of G20. The meeting lasted for about 30 minutes. The two ministers reviewed developments in our bilateral relationship since their last meeting in November, specifically the management of peace and tranquility in border areas, Kailash Mansarovar Yatra resumption, trans-border rivers, flight connectivity, and travel facilitation were discussed. There was also an exchange of views on G20 and SCO. So that is to give you a readout of the foreign ministers, external affairs ministers with meeting with the Chinese foreign minister. In addition, we have put out his opening remarks, which are there available in the public domain. So I would refer you to them. Thank you. Sir,
मुकेश कौशिक फ्रॉम दैनिक भास्कर सर, जैसा आपने कहा कि रिलेवेंट डिपार्टमेंट इसको देख रहे हैं यूएसएड को, कैन यू टेल अस कि रिलेवेंट डिपार्टमेंट कौन से हैं, क्या उनकी कोई इंटर मिनिस्ट्रियल मैकेनिज्म बनाई गई है, और डू यू डिसएग्री विद द रिपोर्ट दैट मनी वाज नॉट फॉर इंडिया बट फॉर बांग्लादेश?
Okay, Huma.
So I'm Huma Siddiqui. I have I don't know if this question was asked, but at KIT there was an incident where a Nepalese student has committed suicide.
Correct.
So what is the MEA doing about that? I mean, do you have any update on the situation there?
Okay.
Good evening, sir. Thierry Maheshwari from Sputnik. Sir, I have two questions. One is regarding the meeting between EM Jaishankar and Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The Russian readout said that Mr. Jaishankar was briefed on the Riyadh summit, and now we are seeing that there are some differences between Ukraine and the US administration. So, how does India look at the normalization of relations between a step towards normalization of relations between US and Russia? So the second question is in regards to the meeting between the Brazilian foreign minister and EM Jaishankar. So was the threat of imposing tariffs on BRICS countries, was that discussed during the meeting? Thank you, sir.
All right, so that is, of course, the MEA briefing there. One of the biggest questions being asked about the USAID, and now the Ministry of External Affairs has very clearly said that there has been some sort of a revelation, details coming out as far as the funding and the activities of USAID is concerned. The MEA has called it deeply concerning. They've also said that this gives rise to concerns about foreign interference. This, of course, was the major statement coming out from the MEA, which has also at the same time confirmed that multiple relevant departments are looking into all of these allegations, and action will be taken once the details are out.